Welcome everyone to the Halloween Kills review mullet style. Now, some of you are probably wondering what the hell does he mean by a mullet review? It's the same thing that Mel kind of gave me the look on earlier too.
Well, I wasn't sure what the hell you were talking about. and then you told me, well, I got the idea from a YouTuber on the web called Tyrone Magnus. So
I love Tyrone Magnus. Yeah,
yeah, he's a pretty good YouTuber. So that's where you allegedly got your that's where you got your
well, if you guys
idea
think about
from.
the mullet, it's party in the back, right? Well, basically, a mullet review is basically giving you the review of the movie, non spoiler, and then we go in to the spoiler. So I will let you guys know when we get close into the spoiler. If you don't
Actually, if you happen to see this video
right
now and you don't want to be spoiled at all by it, just wait until after you see the movie if you decide to see it.
yeah. So me and Mel decided not to see this in theaters, even though it did a really good job at the box office at 50.
See, I don't fucking pay attention to the goddamn numbers anyway. This guy on the right of me does. So
It did well at the box office. It did beat out James Bond. Okay, so Michael slash James Bond. So big ups to Mike there for that. So this is the 12th installment into the Halloween franchise, which is tied with which he is tied with Jason for the most installments in the movies.
so
So
I can guarantee you that Mike is not tied with him with the most kills.
it's a Halloween review now.
I'm just
Yeah.
anyway,
No, but
yeah.
we decided to see this movie. We had Peacock, so we decided to watch it on there. And if some of y'all haven't watched it yet, you can watch it on there. If you have a $4.99, $9.99 subscription plan with them, you can watch it.
You just marketed Peacock. Look at that.
So I have to throw that in
Would
there.
you just look
A
at
little
it?
cheap plug, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Little cheap plug there. Now I will say, if you guys saw the first installment in Halloween 2018, I will tell you this much: if you don't like gore,
This is not the movie for you.
this is not the movie for you. What's up, Poston? How you doing, bud?
Hey, Poston.
Good to see you, man. I need to get your email so I can like hook up with you because I would like to do some videos with you. I just haven't. I was trying to ask Stephen Rose what your
If you can privately maybe send him a message through YouTube or something like that.
yeah.
He's been trying to get a hold of you.
Yeah. So if you don't really like a lot of slasher, like blood and guts, then Halloween Kills ain't for you. But if you're going in there knowing that this is the second installment, the biggest mistake that they made was we had to wait for this film. We had to wait for this film for a year because of the pandemic. The biggest mistake that they made was saying that Halloween Ends is coming out next year. I wouldn't have said anything about doing another Halloween until after this movie came out. That's just
Oh
me.
yeah.
That's just me.
So just keep in mind that unfortunately, Kev told me a while back that there's going to be a third film, and I was like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, apparently the directors, the creators of the movie, wanted to make it known that there's going to be one more film after this. So therefore, if you see the movie, you know that Michael Myers doesn't die. Okay?
That's not really a spoiler. That's just
No, it's
facts. The graphics, the cameras angles that they did. I'm trying not to spoil this as much as possible.
You really need to we need to keep this as minimal as possible.
I'm trying not to do it as much as possible.
Okay,
Sweet.
cool. Thanks, Prodigal.
See, here's the thing.
Just hope he doesn't get his numbers mixed up because sometimes he can be a little dyslexic. Anyway.
Yeah, Stephen can be dyslexic on that. But It starts off with a really cool. We start off. The movie starts off in 1978.
I wonder if you would want to be part of this. Part of the team.
He hasn't seen the movie yet.
Oh.
It starts off in 1978. Yeah, you should go see it. It starts off in 1978. It kind of picks up where we didn't get to see like what happened after after Dr. Loomis does the 3 shots. He goes over the railing and he looks and Michael's gone. It pretty much goes into that. If you guys remember Officer Hawkins in the first one, you get to see Officer Hawkins as a kid. I mean, not as a kid, but as a young cop. They make Michael goes back home. He tries to go back to his old house, and this time around, the cops are after him. Dr. Loomis is after him.
Wow.
Now
that makes me feel young.
now the
that means he's only a couple of years older than us.
Yeah.
That's it.
You haven't seen my gray hairs yet, so you don't. But there's what's cool about this scene is that they do the camera angles from the original. They get the original Michael Myers mask, and what's cool is the guy they had voice and stand in for Dr. Loomis.
You would think that it was a doppelganger.
You would think it was a doppelganger. I mean, I was like, how the hell did they get him in here?
If you look at the IMDb for Halloween Kills, the guy who plays Dr. Loomis is actually there's no face for him on his actual IMDb, so you don't actually know if it's like who it really is. But there's a different guy that's playing him. But if you actually see the movie, it looks the guy that plays him it's scarily similar to the original.
Yeah, so they go into that scene and you see Michael being surrounded by a bunch of cops. So then they go into present time. You see they go into like a bar scene, and you're gonna have the original nurse from the first one, Marion. I believe her name was Marion, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. You're gonna have Tommy Doyle. You know, if you remember the first Halloween, Lonnie, get your ass away from there. Well, you'll see Lonnie. And you'll see Lindsay, the original Lindsay Wallace from the first one. And you'll see Tommy Doyle played by Michael Anthony Hall. They're at the bar celebrating every Halloween, being a survivor. You know, and Tommy goes in there, does his little speech about what happened to him and Lindsay on that Halloween night, 1978. You know, they all just want to, and Tommy's out for blood. You look at Tommy Doyle in here, he's like a complete psychopath. Like, he really wants Michael's head on a silver platter. Now,
the one thing I don't like about this movie, this is the only thing I don't like, is the fact that it feels like it's centered around Tommy Doyle's character. And it's all about him.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they why they did it that way, but they did.
Zombies? Yeah, I should check that out.
Zombies. Nice.
And so then we go into the camera angle of Lori, her daughter, and her granddaughter. They're trying to stop the blood, and then they see the fire trucks coming, and she's screaming, "No, let them burn, let them burn." If you guys all seen a Halloween film, you know what happens after that. And let's just say that what Michael does inside Lori's house when he comes out, and you've seen the trailers. If I've not seen the trailers, then I can't specify. But what he does to 11 of these firemen, it's pretty gruesome. So,
what I don't understand about this movie, though, is that there are certain parts of the movie that center around one particular place, And it's like, what? I mean, you get the feel of why Michael wants to, why he's doing the things that he's doing, because he wants to because he wants to be in a place. All he wants is this, but he's not getting it. And if he does get it, it's like everybody keeps coming to the place where he doesn't want it, where they don't want him to be at, where they think that he's at, but he's not at. It's just, I don't know.
Here's all the Halloweens kind of tie into each other, and the reason why I say that is because if you look at Halloween Resurrection, all he wanted to do was go home. If you look at the first Halloween, this Michael is not that tall. He's kind of like the original Michael Myers from Halloween 2018. It's the same guy that plays him in 2018.
Yeah.
So he's not Tyler Mane big or something like that. No, he's
an older man.
He's definitely not my height. So no, he's probably about, I would say 5'11", 6 foot, maybe 6'1".
Maybe something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I would go about that range. Now, Michael just wants to go home in this movie. And what's funny is there's a gay couple in this movie who are called, I think, was it Little Big?
Here's the deal with this movie. Michael does not, and I repeat, does not discriminate.
No.
Okay? So he goes after almost every type of race.
He kills a kid. Now, he does kill a kid in the movie. He goes after all different kind of races, all different kind of genders. So Michael does not discriminate in this movie at all. It's one of those things where he's so there's this older couple that lives close to Lori that sees the fire and everything, and they should do a Halloween versus where all the Michael Myers face off against each other. I don't know. Tyler Mane would probably throw people through the buildings. I mean, that would. I mean, that. But so once they get word that Lori's at the hospital, what's cool though is you get to see some of the original characters in there. Sheriff Brackett is now working for the hospital as a security guard. They pay homage to Halloween 3 with the mask, with the pumpkin mask, the witch mask, and the skull mask. They pay homage to Halloween 2.
That would actually be pretty badass if they went into all the Halloween versus where all the Michael Myers face off against each other. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
Yeah, throw me in there too. I'll have some fun with it. But so basically the idea is once they find out that Lori's at the hospital, well,
that's yeah. He's probably right.
He
doesn't make a point.
I will say this: I won't say who they were, but he does kill 2 gay people. I'll throw that out there. I won't tell you who they are or nothing like that, but he does kill 2 gay people in the movie, and pretty viciously too, I might add. Now, the townspeople decides, rallied by Tommy Doyle, by Lindsay Wallace and all them, they all rally around the fact that they want everybody in Haddonfield to chase after Michael Myers. They have the idea that they're going to beat him up, they're going to kill him, and they're going to end him. And you all know what a Halloween film's coming out. Halloween Ends. They shouldn't have said anything about that movie coming out because now you're left with that cliffhanger of if they wouldn't have said anything and they would have said Halloween Kills and then they would have had that scene at the end, that would have actually been made sense. But There is some things with the story that I didn't like personally. They are staying at the hospital a lot, and they have this one mental patient who basically escaped with Michael in the first one in 2018. So in the 2018 one, when that bus happened and Michael escaped, there's another mental patient that escapes. And I feel bad for the guy in this one because the whole entire townspeople goes after him, thinking that he's Michael. Um, and so that's so you find out about that. You found out that Officer Hawkins is the reason why Michael is still alive right now. And when you find out about Officer Hawkins, he stopped a certain somebody from killing Michael back in the day. And so you go into that situation. So you have a little bit of a story plot there for Officer Hawkins. But you also have a very good story plot with you have a very good story plot with Officer Hawkins and Lori. So you find out that Officer Hawkins and Lori had a thing for each other. And they're both sharing a hospital bed right next to each other. If you're expecting yeah. Well, another thing with this one too is so you have a little bit of a story plot, a story arc with that one. If you are going into this movie expecting to see Laurie Strode do her shit, I hate to disappoint you. Laurie's in the movie, but she's not in the movie nearly as much as she is in the first one. And I think that they're saving that for the third one, Halloween Ends, which is the end of the trilogy. She kind of said that she kind of made something that made sense in the movie. She said the more Michael kills, the more he
transcends.
Transcends. And so they kind of went with that story plot there a little bit. Like
so, in other words, like I feel like what they meant by that is each time he kills, he becomes more powerful.
Yeah.
And he's killed a lot of people over the last 40 years of the movies that have been in circulation. So therefore, each time he kills someone, he gets more powerful.
Yeah.
Which it's almost like he's sucking in souls. So.
Yeah, she doesn't play she plays a role in this one. Like she ties into some stories that need to be tied into.
I think she's getting tired of playing the same role. I think she's just
well, Halloween Ends is her last one.
Yeah.
So she did
obviously because that's also the last one too.
Right. So I'm looking at it like this: Halloween Ends. I'd be disappointed if her and Michael don't die both. I would be disappointed at that point because I'm like, wow, you're not going to kill them both.
But how do you kill something that's already dead? That's what I like to know.
Well, Loomis.
I'm just saying.
I will say Dr. Loomis tries to do something in the movie in a flashback scene.
That sounds kind of perverted. I'm just saying.
He has a gun to Michael's head. You'll see why Officer Hawkins fits into this whole story in the first place. Let's just say that the granddaughter, she meets up with her boyfriend who still has that damn skirt on. Yes, there's a guy running around with a gun with a skirt on in this movie. I will tell you that. Well, they certainly ain't bringing Jamie Lee Curtis to play a fish called Wanda. No. But I wonder if she'll do her True Lies dance for Michael. I've always wondered about that, but I don't know if she would ever do that or not. But more of the story is there's some plots to it where you're kind of scratching your head. There's some plot holes that make sense. They did a really good job of making sense of what happened after the 1978 Halloween film. They made a really good plot that fits into that narrative. They had the narrative of why Officer Hawkins is important. You know, what's the connection between him and Lori? So you find out about that too. So you find out about those kind of connections. You find out why these townspeople who survived Michael Myers are acting the way they are. There is a scene towards the end of the movie where the townspeople do get a chance to surround Michael Myers, and I can't go into detail too much about that, but you'll see what I'm talking about. It's pretty gruesome what they do to Michael. The only thing I did not like about this movie is you won't like the ending. The ending was kind of bland, in my opinion. And I didn't like the fact that they were staying around going fucking ape shit in a hospital, going after somebody who they thought was Michael Myers. I'm like, you're seeing you're seeing that inmate walking around. He's got longer hair, he's shorter, he's fatter. You should know what Michael Myers looks like by now. That's the part where I was kind of like, me and Mel both were like, really? So you're just gonna chase this chubby little fat man around thinking that he's Michael Myers? You got the hospital people after him, you got security guards after him, you got all these people after him. Well, I haven't seen Black Widow, so I can't specify Black Widow. We have seen Fast 9, so I can't specify on the Black Widow part, but I will say that there is a really cool part at the end where the townspeople surround Michael. What they do to Michael is pretty gruesome. But if y'all all know, it's Halloween Kills. The kill scenes in this movie, some of the kill scenes that Michael comes up with, is pretty fucking creative. I mean, there is some creativity with some of these kill scenes. I mean, there's one in particular I'm still trying to wrap my brain around. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around. Is when he goes in there and kills these old people. He has the old woman watch her husband get stabbed multiple times. That was, but not just multiple times with one knife. He uses, what was that, 4 or 5? Maybe 4 or 5 knives?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the creativity of some of the kill scenes that Michael does is really, really, really cool. Especially what he does in the scene where the firefighters come to Lori's house. I mean, some of the man, I'm just telling you, Michael does not discriminate. He kills a guy wearing a skirt. Kills a guy wearing a skirt. Kills a gay couple. Kills a black woman dating I think she was married to a white man. So he pretty much goes after everybody. There is a scene where it was a creative kill scene, but it was a dumb one. There's this black nurse who decides to take a gun and tries to shoot Michael, and let's just say, I can't really, don't, okay, I can't say it, but once you see the scene, there's Michael surrounding this SUV, and this black woman comes out with a gun. She starts shooting it. Does he kill a MAGA guy? No, I don't think. I don't know. No. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he would have killed Joe Biden, but that's. Did I say that on YouTube? Oh shit! Yep. Where would you where would you rank it?
Rank what?
Halloween Kills. Like if we were, because I know we did that. I know me and Ogden did that Halloween reviews of the whole franchise, but we gave our
I,
number.
I can't rank it because it's a movie on its own, and considering the fact that John Carpenter wanted these last two movies to be completely out of the realm of what the original Halloween franchise initially was supposed to be about, it's hard to rank them now. I mean, there's only two of them now, and what we saw before versus the last two that we see now,
Yeah.
it's different. So, I can't rank it right now, to be honest with you. I mean, I really like the way I really like some of the things that were done with it, some things that I didn't like about it, but without giving too much away, the sad part is that the internet is filled with so much information, whether it's good information or bad information. And when you find out that there are things that are going to happen that there shouldn't be happening and this and that, it kind of ruins the authenticity of the future of a movie.
Yeah.
Whether there's going to be another one or not, because it gives away, it lets you know, okay, so these people are going to survive, or this person's going to survive because there's going to be another movie, or there's going to be another 5 movies. So therefore, there's no satisfaction out of the secret behind film anymore at this point.
Poston might get a kick out of this. I do wish that CM Punk was in the movie because I know he'd been in some horror films. It would have been nice to see Michael Myers kill CM Punk and see some AEW fans go ape shit over the fact that Michael Myers killed CM Punk. But that's just my opinion. But it does lose the creativity.
No, it loses the credibility.
The credibility
of having. You know, when you watch a movie for the first time, and there's things in the movie that blow your mind. You're like, wow, that's so creative and so different than anything I've seen in a long time. And then you go onto social media, you go onto the internet, and you dive deeper and deeper and deeper and find out, unfortunately, that there's extras. There's other things that are going to happen. It kind of loses that momentum. You know? And once you find out somehow through obsessive research, as I like to call it, it loses its, what's the word for it? Personality. And therefore, it loses its personality.
Yep.
So, I mean, if anybody doesn't know, there is, there. To me, Michael Myers is an enigma. He doesn't die. The only way to really kill Michael Myers or any of those, horror icons out there.
I like your way of how to do it. It's actually
the best way, in my opinion, to kill off an icon that you think can't really die, unless, of course, you want him to keep living, which is fine. Because that's what keeps it going and going and going, if you have the creative resources to keep going. The best way to kill off someone like Michael Myers is to chop off his head, throw him in a meat grinder, and be done with it.
Yep.
He can't come back from that. So that's how I look at it. I mean, when it comes down to the Halloween franchise, or the Freddy franchise, or the Jason franchise, or anything like that, the only way to kill off people who are immortal in the horror world is you just end it.
But this Michael's not supposed to be immortal, though.
But that's the thing, though. Nobody knows that. Not everybody knows that. if you're a big Michael Myers fan, or if you're a big Jason Voorhees fan, or if you're a big Freddy Krueger fan, or whatever, you want your favorites to last forever. And if the director or the creators of these horror icons decide to say, you know what, I give up, I can't do it anymore, I'm going to find a way to kill off these characters, then they have to do it very, very carefully. Very carefully. You know, you just don't do it. You just don't do it on the fly because you don't want to deal with it anymore. You have to do it carefully. Because there are people who've gotten attached to these horror icons over the last 40, 50, something, 60, 80, 100 years.
Yep.
You know, you just don't do it that way. And if you do, then you're a fucking moron, in my opinion.
And they're cash cows.
Well, that's what most movies are nowadays, are cash cows. That's the reason why there's 4, 5, 6, 20 million different movies of the same exact thing over and over again, because regurgitated bullshit.
Yep.
I mean, no offense, but that's kind of how Fast and the Furious is now at this point. It's just regurgitated bullshit, and it's all a cash cow because of certain actors that are a part of it now.
The fact that the fact that the Fast and the Furious went to space was a little bit, fucked up in my opinion.
I don't think that Jason and Michael Myers have cult followings. However, if the people that design them want them to die off somehow, they will. But in people's minds, they will never go away. This is okay. I'm just going to throw this out there. Just wait. When Kev told me a while back, this was before the first original, what was it?
2018.
The 2018 Halloween came out.
Mm-hmm.
When he told me that John Carpenter decided on the fly or whatever that Laurie Strode and Michael Myers were not brother and sister, and that every Halloween movie that came out previous to one was a sham and didn't make a difference and didn't matter, I was like, are you fucking serious? We have the entire franchise on Blu-ray.
Yep.
Now, don't get me wrong. This Halloween movie that came out in the last couple days, if you watch it with the thought process of what John Carpenter was thinking, it makes sense. That they have no relation to each other whatsoever. And then this guy is just out there for blood. He doesn't care who's in his path. All he wants, he has an objective, he has a motive, and he intends to reach that motive, and he intends to reach that objective at all means necessary. Then it makes sense. But other than that, it's like I was pissed when he told me that. I'm like, why would you completely alter a franchise? Because that's not what your original intent was. If that wasn't what your original intent was, then why didn't you do it then? I mean, like, great, yeah, it's all about the money. But that sucks. To change an entire franchise, like the way that everybody looks at something, like Michael Myers and Laurie Strode, brother and his sister, and say, you know what, fuck that shit. No, they're not. What?
I'm glad you brought that up, because in the movie, in Halloween,
and John Wick after that. Honestly, posted, I don't even think John Wick could kill them off, because they're not, they are so old.
Oh, why don't you put Wick with Jason Bourne, and I might I might actually do it. No, but
not even then.
There's actually
they're imaginary characters.
There's actually a part in the movie where Laurie thinks that Michael went after her on purpose in 2018, and then she finds out that no, it was that doctor that sent him there. So technically, what Michael's doing is really not about Laurie. Now,
that's what I'm trying to say, is that if you watch this movie, there is no family ordinance to it whatsoever. I mean, she's talking about how she envisions what he's actually doing, and what he actually does Makes sense. I don't know. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
have to look that up. I'm gonna have to
I
look
don't.
that up.
I
Actually,
don't know about that.
I don't know.
Well,
Now Wick's got a higher body count than Jason Bourne.
I
I'll
can't say
clarify.
that he has the highest body count as well as the different, horror icons. So I don't find that's I don't believe in that. No.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe all of them combined. Even then, no. I mean, it's not a high body count. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think that's true.
Halloween Ends. There's a collision course between Michael and Laurie, and it's still staying in that time frame of 2018. So that's where the movie bases off of, and Halloween Kills. And the reason why Carpenter changed the story around, the reason why he wanted the story changed around, because originally when they got him to write Halloween 2, he didn't really want to do Halloween 2, but it was around the time where he was forced. Oh, he does have a higher body count. Holy shit. Well, fuck me.
I don't mean to question that, Paulson. I'm just curious to know where you got that information from, because that doesn't make any sense.
Well, he's got the fourth.
No, I get it. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
that doesn't because they. Okay.
We got a collision course. Halloween Ends coming out 2022. It's supposed to be the end of Jimmy Lee Curtis doing anything. So that's there. I think what's going to happen, she kind of let the cat out of the bag in Halloween Kills. It's a little subtle thing. You have to watch it closely because she's in there in the hospital talking to Officer Hawkins, and she kind of explains a little bit of what needs to be done to kill Michael. So she kind of, I wouldn't say spoils it, but kind of does spoil it. And the reason why Carpenter was forced to do what he did back with Halloween 2 was because around the time Halloween 2 came out, that's when you saw the Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, with the whole Luke, I'm your father. So he was forced by the company to write something that would put Michael and Laurie together. So technically, he really didn't want to do it. But since he was brought in to write and do the music, which he does the music in this one too. Well, I will say Michael's kill count in this movie. Oh man, let me see. Well, in the beginning, he kills about 11 or 12 firemen. So there's a gay couple he kills. There's a married couple he kills. There's a kid that he kills. And then he kills 3 other people. Then he kills 2 other people. And then there's that whole towns thing. On the kill counts, yes. I'm going to have to look it up. I'm going to have to look up everybody's kill count and do that. But yeah, I would definitely wouldn't mind doing a kill count video because that has to be pretty cool. But I think in this one, Michael killed about, wouldn't we say he killed about a good 20 or 30? I would say a good 20 or 30 in this movie. That's where I would predict it to be. It might be in the early 20s, it may be in the mid 20s, but I know at least it's 20 or 30 people he killed in Halloween Kills. It's got to be that. But what I'll do is, I know someone eventually will have a Halloween Kills kill count, so I can look at that and look at all the other Halloween movies and see which one had the higher kill count on there. I'm not going to put Halloween 3 on there because that doesn't count. I'm just only count the ones with Michael. Then I will count the ones where only has Jason, so I won't count the first Friday the 13th with his mom, so I won't count that one either. But But as far as that goes, yeah, I think that Halloween Kills is a very good, fun movie. Um, if you love gore, you love the creativity of what Michael does with his kills, and some plot holes, some story plots get told in this one to where you understand where it's coming from. But I will say this: it's kind of like when you have an older child, a middle child, and a younger child. Halloween Kills is kind of like the middle kid in this one. It's supposed to do what it was supposed to do. You know, there's some people that got mixed reviews on it. Some people got this review on it. I don't listen to what critics say. I don't. I never have. I'm not the kind of person to do that. But I will say, um, this one, I love the creativity of the kill count. That to me was good. They do the flashbacks of the 1978, and the camera angles on that is off the hook. They did a really good job of that part. There were some parts of the story in Halloween Kills that didn't make any sense. You know, with the townspeople and them going crazy. It almost looked like fucking Black Lives Matter people going after like a cop or something. It just felt like it had that aura to it, which I wasn't a big fan of. I mean, I like the fact that the whole town was going after him. It was something that it's never been done before. That the part I like, but it was the activity of how they did it that I didn't like. So this one gets 3.5 stars for me. It's close to 4, but I get 3.5 on this one. Um, it's enjoyable to watch. So if anyone gets a chance to watch it, I would say watch it. Really, honestly. And when you were saying on there posting about people claiming Freddy has the most kill counts, I don't really count his as kills because he's in their dreams. So technically, if you think about it, their dreams killed them, not him. Even though he's in the dream, that's how I looked at it with the Freddy thing. Because if you look at it, their dreams are killing him. He's in the dream, but at the same time, he's really not the one killing them. So when people say that Freddy's got the most kill count, I don't know. I really don't know about that. I know John Wick's got a high kill count. I do know that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see who's got the most kill count of all time, and I will do a video on it since it's a request. Yeah, I figured it was about 77 in part one. I will say that I figured it was about 77 in part one. So he did kill a lot of people in that part one. He killed a lot of people in part two and three too. And then also there's a John Wick 4 coming out. So uh, there'll probably be even more kill counts on that one. So I would say I don't really count Freddy's kills. I really don't. I mean, I'm one of those people. I don't count it as a kill. Now, there might be some horror fans that may disagree with me, and that's cool. But I don't count it as a kill count. Are we sure the Clintons don't have the most kill count? Because they may. I don't know. Also, stay tuned. Next tomorrow, I will be doing a um, in-depth game analyst on the Titans Monday Night Football against Buffalo. That's tomorrow. Um, you know that. So we'll hopefully we beat Buffalo last year at home. So hopefully we could do it again. Um, Buffalo's looking really good though. So I'm not sure of that particularly, but I do know that we're getting Julio Jones back for the game and AJ Brown back for it too. So we'll see. She probably does have the highest. And also too, more people who haven't subbed to this channel. I hope you guys like what you see and you do sub. As you can see with me, I'm not about drama, so I'm not about drama videos. I don't do those kind of things. That's just not me. I like talking about things that are intellectually about the world. So I'm not a person that's going to come on here and you're not going to see me do a drama video on somebody. Because if I got a problem with somebody, I'm going to go straight to the source and not say anything about it. So that's one thing you will not see on this channel from me. Unless someone did something so horribly wrong, then yeah, you might see something. So I just like to let that be known that I like to do a lot of comedy stuff. You're gonna see more of that Michael Myers prank call video. You're gonna see more of that. You're gonna see more sports stuff with me. You're gonna see more stuff like this, reviews of movies and TV shows. I'm gonna start doing some music stuff on here, and I like to widen my. That's one thing about me with my old channel with Kel's Point of View. That's one thing I like doing, and I like doing on this channel is I like to broaden, make my spectrum a little bit bigger, and touch on subjects that are not about, just not about wrestling all the time. That's just something I don't do a lot. Hey, if people do that, to each your own. I'm not going to tell anybody to do what they do with their channel, but for me, I'm not a person that's. Now, there will be some gaming content. I did some stuff with Red Dead Redemption. I'll do some stuff with GTA, the new Call of Duty game coming out. I used to have an EFED called FWE, and I'm doing one last show. And it's going to be a two-parter that's going to be on this channel as well. So there's a lot of stuff coming, and I'm going to start talking about some. Oh, you should see it. It got a dislike already. And I did the scene where Michael, you know, kills the girl with the phone thing, and then Lori's got it going. Annie, is that you? And then while Michael's got the phone, I ended up doing a voiceover on it. And it was actually it was actually pretty damn funny. Um, so I'm gonna start doing impressions on here. I also got a TikTok now, so you're gonna see a lot of different creative things with me. Um, Also, we are working on another horror film. It hasn't been fully in detail yet, but I've always wanted to play Jason, and I finally get my opportunity to play Jason Voorhees in this, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to. It's a. Whew, it's a pretty. It's gonna be pretty fun to do that. Got anything else to add? You got anything to add? No. If you haven't seen the movie, if you want to see it, see it. You can go to the theater and see it, or you can do it in the comfort of your own home. Go Peacock. It's $4.99, $9.99. It's really, it's easy to see, and yeah, I'll check out Zombie movie, and I'll check them out, and get Steven to send me that because last time I tried to ask Steven Rose, he didn't want to give it to me for some reason. So, um, yeah, I'll definitely be in touch with that. But we got to look up the kill count because now I have to figure that out because it's kind of interesting because in John Wick #1, he does kill 77 people. So that could be, he could have the highest kill count. But we'll do a kill count review and look that up too. But anyways, if you haven't seen Halloween Kill, okay, sounds cool. If you haven't seen Halloween Kills, go out and see it. It's a really fun thing to watch, especially during this time of the year. It's a really good thing to watch, and thank Mel for coming in here and helping me out with this review thing. And just remember, there's another one coming. And they always say, save the best for last. And hopefully that's what happens when Halloween ends. But anyway, I'm Kev. This is Mel. We're out.
Have a good night.